Today I wanted to make some chocolate cupcakes, so I thought I would share the recipe with you. This is my favorite chocolate cupcake recipe, or you could make it in a cake form as well. It'll just take a little bit longer to bake, but will still taste fantastic and does work very well as a cake. It's my favorite recipe because it uses cocoa. I always have cocoa in my pantry, and so for me this is a really easy recipe to whip up. I do like melted chocolate as well, but I don't always have chocolate in my pantry, so this cocoa recipe is absolutely fantastic. It is super tasty, light and fluffy, and it works every time. So I'll get my ingredients together and take you through those. So these are the ingredients that I need to make my chocolate cake. We've got butter, baking soda, some buttermilk, flour, sugar, vanilla, cocoa, a couple of eggs, and some salt. So I'll go ahead and get this all set up and we will make our chocolate cupcakes. Okay, so to get my ingredients ready, I'm just going to mix my dry ingredients, which is going to include 2 cups of flour, 1 and 2. So we've got 2 cups of flour. I need 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Pop that in. And I need half a teaspoon of salt. There we go. And you're just going to whisk that around to incorporate it. If you'd rather sift it all together, you can do that. I find this nice and quick and easy. And so that is how I incorporate my dry ingredients. So there we go. So we've got our flour mixture all together in a bowl. So I'm going to set that aside. And next we need to do another mixture which has our cocoa in it and our buttermilk. So I need to put 1 cup of buttermilk into my container. So I'm just using a 4-cup measuring cup so that I can mix it all in the one container. So there's my cup of buttermilk, and then I'm going to add to that 1 cup of sugar. There we go. And I need to add into that half a cup of cocoa. That's my half cup of cocoa. And I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla to that as well. So now we're going to mix that up. There we go. So that is our cocoa and buttermilk mixture. So we've got our flour mixture, our cocoa mixture, and then we just need to cream our butter and sugar in a bowl. So I'll get my mixer set up and come right back. Okay, so I've got my 1 stick of unsalted butter that's softened in my bowl. I'm going to whisk that up so that it becomes nice and light and creamy. Okay, and to that I'm going to add 1 cup of sugar. So this is the 2nd cup of sugar to go into these cupcakes. And we'll mix that up. Alright, now with the mixer on low, I'm going to add 2 eggs, 1 at a time. There's my first egg. I'll turn that up a little. Back down to low, add my next egg in, and turn that back up. so we've got our butter and sugar, and then our eggs have been added in. Now we need to add in our flour and our cocoa mixture. So what we're gonna do is start with the flour. We're gonna put 1/3 of the flour into the bowl. I'm just gonna use a spoon and spoon about 1/3 in. There we go. And then we'll stir that in. Okay, and I'm just gonna give my beater a little scrape down. Make sure all my flour is getting incorporated. There we are. And now we want to add in half of our cocoa buttermilk mixture. So I'm just going to pour that in. And bring that back up. Okay, and then we're going to add in another 1/3 of our flour. We'll actually do that with that off. We'll just pop in another 1/3. There we are. And stir that in. Pour in the rest of our buttermilk cocoa. You want to make sure you get all of that into a bowl. There we go. That's good. And mix that in. Scrape off that little bit I can see that's stuck to the beater again. On that side just there. There we go. And then we're going to just put the last bit of our flour in. I'm just going to dump the rest of that in. Beater, bring that back up, and we'll just turn that on, mix that in. Excellent. All right, so that's my batter ready to go. And I'll just knock off the extra batter And scrape off the other little bit here. There we are. Excellent. And we're going to make these into cupcakes, so I will get my cupcake trays ready and come back and pop them into there. Alright, so this is my muffin tray or cupcake tray, and I've just put my liners inside ready to go. And I'm going to use my ice cream scoop or cookie scoop that I usually use, just so that I can get equal measures in all of my cupcake cases so that they bake evenly. So you just scoop in and dollop in each one. So I'm going to go ahead and do all of these and get them ready to go in the oven. There we go. So all my cupcake cases are filled and ready to go in the oven. I have a preheated oven to 350 Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius, and I'm going to bake these for about 15 minutes and then check them with a toothpick to see if that comes out clean. And when it does, they're ready to take out and cool. So I'll come back when they're finished. Alright, so these are my chocolate cupcakes. They've finished baking. They took 20 minutes to bake. I did pop a little toothpick, as you can see, the hole in the top of a few of them to check to see if they were done, and that was 20 minutes for me. If it's a little bit longer or less for you, then make sure you just keep checking them. I usually do 15 minutes and have a quick look, and they sort of looked like they needed another 5 minutes, so I did another 5 minutes and then they were done, and I was happy to take them out of the oven. Now, if you notice with my cupcakes, they are quite flat, so sort of the same height as the cupcake case. I like my cupcakes like that because then I can put a big swirl of icing right on the top of them, and there's not too much cupcake exposed around the edge. That means that it's a little bit more sealed and the cupcake seems to stay a little bit fresher if for some reason they don't last past a day or so. However, if you prefer having your cupcakes to be a little bit lower so that you can pour in, for example, a fondant filling or something like that, don't put as much filling in them, so then you've got a little edge around with the cupcake case. Also, if you'd rather have them have a little bit more of a dome over the top of them and be higher, just fill your cupcake case a little fuller. Obviously adjust your cooking times so that you make sure that they're still cooked the way you like. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you enjoy these cupcakes. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up. I'll post the recipe below, and if you have any comments, please post those below as well. And if you'd like to subscribe to see what else I'm doing, that's great. What I'm going to do as another video is I'm going to show you how to ice these cupcakes in 3 different ways using 3 different tips. So if you just click on the link, then it'll take you to the next video so that you can see how to ice them. Thanks again for watching.